What's going on, you guys? Slumpy here with First or Last Gaming. We're here with
Logan Johnson.
All right, newly welcomed member to First or Last Gaming. And what place did you get today?
I got 8th place, luckily. Tiebreakers got me there.
Nice. And what deck were you playing?
Playing Superheavy Samurai, like Biscuit Omega Loop.
Okay, so what made you decide to play this for this event?
So like months ago when Superheavy were like topping in OCG, I was just kind of following it a little bit, picking up the cards like when they're cheap and stuff. And when we got the cards, like I had all the cards ready, so I just was drawing a lot of hands, playing a lot in person, playing a lot on DB, and just theorying combos. And most of the lists that I saw were playing like Gearbox and like Ballista, Tunneler and stuff, like all these bricks that lose to Droll. So I was pretty much just trying to find a way to like mitigate those bricks, mitigate losing to Droll, because like I tested versus Purely in the mirror match mostly, and the first list that I had a Super Heavy, I was just getting dominated by Purely and like Dark Ruler no more. So if I can just loop 2 cards out of their hand, it basically puts them on like, I'm 40% to hit the Dark Ruler if they have it, and if I miss it, then when they activate the Dark Ruler, they're only playing with like 3 cards and they still have to break my board. So I felt like it was the most consistent combo, and it also played around the most blowout cards.
Okay, nice. So before we get into the deck profile, do you have any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, I want to shout out First and Last Gaming, Jobber, Gem, the Clussy Town chat.
God, yes.
My testing partners were mainly Tristan, Danny, Griffin, Zach, Destin. Anybody else I'm forgetting? I'm not sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
All right, so let's go ahead.
I did.
You did. Bro, it was the second one. Fuck you mean? You didn't shout me out, bitch. Anyways, let's get into the deck profile.
All right. So the standard stuff: 3 Bike, this searches everything, 3 Piercer, 3 Wakashi, 2 Benki, and then a little bit different. I only played 2 Wagon. This card's really bad to draw on multiples. It's also like by far like the worst starter out of all the good ones. But yeah, I didn't want to draw multiple of this, so I played 3 of this instead. 3 Peacemaker. This is usually a 1 of by most people, or sometimes a 2 of. But this is the best card to play through hand traps. And this card's also better to draw in like multiples than this card most of the time, because like if you have this card plus any other Super Heavy, this is better to have. And a lot of people don't know too, if you draw this card just by itself, it's just like, it's not full combo, but you can end on a level 10 synchro, a level 8 synchro, pull through scales up, you have a Wakashi in your extra deck, and then you have like a search at the end. So I think 3 of this should definitely be standard. You could play 3 Wagon, but with some of the other cards I played, I didn't feel like I needed that part of the engine as much. I played Soul Gaia, this is standard, Scales is standard, and then this is kind of like last minute. I didn't have this in for a long time, but when I was testing online, like this card never came up, but as soon as I started playing in person, and like misplays happen in person, like when you're playing on DB, like you can take absolutely everything back and just like play perfectly. When you're playing in person, that doesn't happen, unfortunately. And this card bails you out of a lot of situations, honestly. That's why I played it. Like this card can help you play around Nib. This card can help you play through like hand traps, or just like stuff that you weren't expecting, or stuff that you didn't play through properly. Hand traps, Gamma, this is standard. Ash, Brand. I played against like 3 or 4 branded players. This is very good. 3 Mourner. The reason I play this over Valor was specifically Purely. They use the good players will use their stuff in this draw phase, and Valor cannot be used during the draw phase, so this can hit that. Also, I prefer the level 3 tuner over the level 10 because or the level 1 because I play 3 Fenrir. 3 Ogre. I had 3 Droll in until like last night, like 2 in the morning. I swapped out the Drolls. I put in 3 Ogre. I played a bunch of matches against Michael Lozana, who got first place, and I was drawing Droll like every single game, and literally every single game I was either getting shifted, or the Droll wasn't doing enough, or I was just going first and the Droll didn't do enough. So I'm like, if I'm gonna play a card that's not good versus Cash, I'd rather play Ogre, because this hits branded better, because you can hit like the Cartesia and the Albaz and stuff. And also it's a level 3 tuner. And also too, like in simplified game states, which this deck gets to a lot of the time, where you're like top decking, this card can buy you a turn and like get you through turns, where like Droll doesn't really accomplish that. And then the other non-engine, I played 3 Fenrir and 3 Kurikara. So the reason I opted for this as a non-engine is because this deck has like, this deck can do a lot with like one card, but the issue is like if you don't see one of those starters, you need ways to win. And both of these can just win by themselves. Like if you open a hand of all hand traps and a Curry card going second, that can definitely get you there if you like tribute over a Baron, tribute over a Rise Heart. And then Fenrir is just like, this card is MVP in the deck. Like it makes level 10 synchros, it cracks boards, it forces a cash plays, you can pendulum summon it. Yeah, I don't think this card is like cuttable at all. Like this is definitely the best card, the best non-engine card by far. And I play Regulus and Jizakuru. This is just searchable off of the Genius. So that's the main deck, 40 cards. The extra deck, I played 2 Scarecrow, Genius. I play Lambda. This is part of my combo. I'll kind of run through that in a second. I play both the Super Heavy Samurai Synchros. This one pops a back row, quick effect, and this one draws 3. When they activate a spell, you draw until you have 3 cards, and also gives you guys protection. And it's also 4K defense, which comes up a lot in my list. The reason you play both of these is because I really utilize Wakashi's monster effect to summon from the deck, which is discard a summon from deck, and you can just make a ton of big value plays where you just like put up both of these when you're under like Droll and Ogre and Ash and stuff. And like this can draw you 3 to get back in the game, this can keep you alive, and their big bodies like pretty much always guarantees you another turn and some value. Yeah, and you can, and yeah, when these die, you can just like bring them back with the Scarecrow too, which is nice. Excel Stardust, standard, Baron, standard, Omega, and Dissipator. So this is my combo with Lambda. Basically, the standard combo is I Synchro Omega first, I hit a card out of their hand, and then I go Genius. I'll pen summon Wakashi in a level 4, and I Synchro for Excel. The Excel brings back the Tuner. I bring out Dissipator, and then I summon like Spy or Soul Gaia. I link this off for Lambda, and then I use Dissipator. I bring back the Omega. I use Omega effect. I hit a card out of their hand, and then I get a search Gamma, and the Gamma is live on their turn. And then something else that's really cool is when you Lambda on their turn, if the driver and the Lambda get banished at end phase, you can search another Gamma, and then you can shuffle back the driver and use the Gamma again on your turn because it shuffles it back.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I just learned that play right now. No shot.
Baguska, this is standard. Mermaker, Sargus, this is the best card in the extra deck. I summon this like, I would say almost every single match. When you're against Cash, if you open one hand trap, like usually their play is, they'll go like Shangri-La, in your standby they'll get Fenrir, and literally all you have to out that board is one Wakashi. You just activate Wakashi, it summons itself. It's a spell effect, they can't Fenrir. You get this, that's a spell effect, they can't Fenrir. You get any level 4, doesn't really matter which. You just summon, make this on top of each other. You attack the Fenrir, main phase 2, you search the Regulus, you make Zeus, pop their whole board, summon the Zeus, or summon the Regulus, and you still have 2 materials on Zeus. That play was insane. Like that came up a lot. And then I played 2 Zeus because against Cash, if I play 1 Zeus, they're just gonna hit it, and I never have that opportunity to do that play. So obviously when I play 2 Zeus, like they never hit it, so you can't really tell like what they're like in hindsight you don't know what they would hit, but most of the time people were hitting my Excel because I played 2 Zeus. That's it for the extra. And then I play in the side 3 Droll. This is like pretty much only for the mirror match. I'll bring it in against some Cash players, like if I see Desires in their deck I might bring it in. And the way the side pattern goes, like sometimes I have to bring in 1 or 2 of these, but pretty much only for the mirror match. I played 3 Bestials. The idea behind these is obviously like against Mathmech, against Branded, against Tier, all those decks, these cards are insane, but I bring these in going first versus most matchups because if I get Shifter, this is an extender through it. I can banish their Shifter. I can synchro with this. I can go like Dissipator, bring back this, or bring back the Wakashi and make another thing. And then also against Purely, I bring these in, and the idea is like, if they ogre my scale, they have a light in the grave, and if they don't ogre the scale, that means I'm going to be able to pendulum summon this, so these will always be live. and I search the Jurisworm so that if they go like Dark Ruler my board, main phase 2 Zeus me, I just chain the Jurisworm and I get rid of the Zeus that has like 8 materials. I played Bell. These were more Bestials, but the reason I went Bell instead was because this can hit Labyrinth. And it's also like good enough in the mirror to where I can side it in. It's like, it's not great in the mirror, but it's basically just like an effect veiler. And this also hits Branded. I didn't really draw this card today. I drew it against one Branded player, and I just made a level 10 synchro with it. I side 1 Regulus for going first. And then I side 2 Sage de Fleur and 1 Predaplant. This is my out to the Pendulum Magician. At least one of my outs to the Pendulum Magician. This card literally outs everything. Outs Skill Drain, it outs Anti-Spell Fragrance, it outs a Rise Heart, it outs a 5 Magician. It's 2900, like I'm killing cash players with this card. And when it's sent to the graveyard, you search this, and this is a scale 8 that pops a face-up spell or trap. So like, when you have this and the Wakashi you can just keep pending it and like synchro it off and just bring it back over and over again. And then the last side deck card was 3 Skill Drain. This card is insane against Purely. Like when I go first, I can like make my whole board like whatever, and they Dark Ruler me, and all I have to do is flip Skill Drain, and this card, it basically negates Dark Ruler as well as negates their entire deck, because like they're not expecting Super Heavy to bring in a Floodgate, especially like Skill Drain. And then also when I go first, I bring in the other Regulus, which works with the Skill Drain, and I bring in the Biscules with this, which also works under the Skill Drain. Like my deck pretty much just becomes like a stun deck. Like this is like my backup plan if I get stopped. In testing, like this engine was just absolutely like the best part of my deck, in the side deck at least, because there's really no good answer to Dark Ruler no more. Because like even if you do like Anti-Spell Fragrance, Purely can potentially play through that. Like in the draw phase, they can activate a bunch of Purely spells and like get through it. They can like eat it with their guy if they have other hand traps. And like I'll bring this in against Cash. Even against Cash, I'll bring in all the Biscules. I'll bring in 1/1 against Cash because they just help you extend through the shifter. Yeah, this was my side deck, 15 cards.
Nice. So, what events are we going to be seeing you at?
I'm trying to go to YCS Philadelphia, and aside from that, probably nothing till Nationals, maybe LA Regionals. I'm hearing whispers of that.
Yes, so we're about to have a good time. All right, well, thank you so much. Congratulations,
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.